New footage tying King Harris to a fatal car crash has been circulating online, and the details behind it paint a picture that runs deeper than any single incident. That was the claim. That was the headline that spread across TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook faster than anyone could stop it. The son of T.I. and Tiny Harris. One of the most recognizable names attached to one of the most recognizable families in Atlanta hip-hop history. And the words fatal car crash sitting right next to his name in bold letters designed to make you click before you think. But here is what nobody telling you this story bothered to ask. What does the footage actually show? Where did it come from? And why did so many people believe something that had no verified source, no police report, no hospital statement, and no family confirmation behind it? The answer to those questions tells you everything about King Harris, about the internet, and about what happens when a young man's real documented history becomes the foundation for a fake story that spreads like wildfire. Let us get into all of it. In September 2025, fans scrolling through TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook started seeing shocking claims suggesting that King Harris was in an Atlanta hospital after a violent incident. The posts came with urgent language. Some said he was in critical condition. Some said there was footage showing the car wreck itself. Some claimed he had undergone emergency brain surgery after being attacked while in jail. Some versions of the story insisted he was in a coma. Other versions claimed masked individuals had tampered with his life support after he was admitted to Grady Memorial Hospital. Some posts even claimed his last words had gone viral. Every platform had a different version. Every account had a different detail. And none of them had a single primary source to back any of it up. No police report. No hospital statement. No confirmation from his family. No reporting from Complex, XXL, Hot New Hip Hop, TMZ, or any outlet that does actual journalism. The only sources pushing the story were channels that thrive on dramatic headlines designed to get clicks, not on fact-based reporting. A TikTok page called PopTalks22 posted a collage of photos and video with an AI voiceover narrating the whole thing as if it were breaking news. TikTok after TikTok followed the same formula. Wild claims. AI voiceovers. Dramatic music. No sources. No receipts. Nothing that would hold up under even basic scrutiny. And here is the detail that should have stopped the whole thing cold before it even started. King Harris was active on Instagram, posting videos just days before these claims started circulating. If someone is in a coma in a hospital, they are generally not posting Instagram stories. But that context was nowhere to be found in any of the viral posts. Because context kills clicks, and clicks were the whole point. The footage that people were sharing as evidence of a fatal car crash was not footage of a fatal car crash. It was body camera footage from King Harris's October 2024 arrest in Dunwoody, Georgia. A traffic stop. Real footage. Real incident. Completely different from what the viral posts were claiming it showed. Real footage. Fake context. And the internet could not tell the difference because the internet was not trying to. The background. Who King Harris actually is. Clifford Joseph King Harris III was born August 25, 2004. Known professionally as Kidden or King Harris, he is an American rapper and media personality. He is the son of rapper T.I., government name Clifford Joseph Harris Jr., and R&B singer Tamika Tiny Harris. He is part of the Harris family, which has appeared on various reality television shows over the years, including T.I. and Tiny Friends and Family Hustle on VH1. Harris started pursuing a music career in the early 2020s, releasing songs independently under the stage name Kidden. He has also made guest appearances on reality TV and taken on minor acting roles. His earlier stage name was Kid Sion, which he used starting in 2020 when he began experimenting with trap music and melodic hip-hop through his initial singles about dat and bad intentions. He followed those with the EP A Thin Line Between a King and a Pawn in 2021, featuring tracks like Young Wild and Reckless and Bust Down, marking his transition from reality TV personality to recording artist. He is 21 years old. He became a father for the first time in November 2024 when he and the mother of his child, who goes by Big Nana, welcomed a son into the world. He posted on Instagram, November 9th a.m. Welcome King Jr. time to take over. He dropped a song called Dear Son dedicated to his baby boy. That is who King Harris is on paper. A young man, son of a legend, building something in music, now a father himself. But the internet does not care about that version of King Harris when there is a more complicated version available. And that more complicated version, the one built on documented incidents, real arrests, and very public confrontations, is exactly why a fake story about a fatal car crash found such a willing audience. Because the rumors did not come from nowhere. They came from a track record. And that track record is where this story really begins. The escalation. The pattern that made people believe the worst. To understand why a rumor about King Harris and a fatal car crash spread as fast as it did, you need to understand the pattern. This is someone who has been connected to vehicles, reckless driving, and legal trouble since he was a teenager. It started in August 2022. King Harris was charged with speeding, knowingly driving a motor vehicle on a suspended license, and driving under the influence of drugs. That is not one charge. That is 3 separate charges at the same time. Speeding, driving on a suspended license, a drug DUI, all before he turned 18. That 2022 incident set the tone for everything that followed. Because instead of dealing with the charges head-on, King Harris did not show up to court. In September 2024, there was an arraignment notice returned and a bench warrant issued. That bench warrant hung over his head for months, and it would eventually catch up with him in a way that put him right back in handcuffs. But before we get to that arrest, something else happened in 2022 that put him in headlines for a completely different reason. In September 2022, Harris was involved in a verbal altercation at a Waffle House in Atlanta that drew public attention after a video of the incident surfaced online. The video showed King acting out, flexing for the camera, threatening to show you what I do. The internet roasted him for acting entitled. And even T.I. was at a loss, going live to say he was perplexed by his son's behavior. So by the end of 2022, King Harris already had a suspended license, a DUI charge, a bench warrant forming in the background, and a viral video of himself acting out in a fast food restaurant. He was 18 years old. T.I. answered the public's questions about where this was all headed, and he did not hold back. The Atlanta rapper went on Instagram Live and made his position clear. He said, if he got and keep that stub, he's going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'll be able to do about it. 'Cause I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's going to turn out. That is a father who has been through the system himself, standing in front of the whole internet, telling everyone that he recognizes where his son is headed. T.I. served time in federal prison. He has weapons, convictions, and drug-related charges on his own record. So when he says he knows the energy, he is not guessing. He is speaking from direct personal experience. T.I. also said he had tried everything as a parent. He said, he done got all the whoopings and punishment. Did everything as a child you could do to him. So now you're going to have to go through it and get through it. And ain't nothing that me and mama or nobody else going to be able to say about it. That is hard to hear as a parent. And it is hard to hear as someone watching from the outside. In November 2023, Harris was involved in a widely publicized argument with his father T.I. during a live-streamed family event. The dispute began during an Atlanta Falcons football game where Harris appeared on Instagram Live while arguing with both of his parents about his upbringing. He claimed he had been raised primarily by his grandmother rather than in luxury. A statement that T.I. and Tiny Harris disputed in real time. That argument showed the tension between King and his parents was not just about the law. It was personal. He was pushing back against the idea that he had been handed everything. His parents were pushing back against the idea that they had not been present. And that dynamic, the friction between a young man trying to prove himself and parents trying to keep him from going over the edge, became the backdrop for everything that followed. The legal reality, the October 2024 arrest caught on camera. In October 2024, the bench warrant from the 2022 charges finally caught up with King Harris. And the whole thing was recorded on police body camera footage. Harris was arrested in Dunwoody, Georgia after being pulled over while driving a BMW. Police reported that he nearly collided with a patrol car when leaving a gas station. Officers said they detected the odor of marijuana and found Harris carrying a firearm on his hip. Let us walk through exactly what happened step by step. King was driving a BMW and pulled out of a gas station. As he did, he came close to hitting a police officer's car that was also at that gas station. That alone was enough for the officer to activate their lights and pull him over. When the officer approached the car, They could smell the odor of marijuana coming from inside. That gave the officer probable cause. The near collision got the stop. The marijuana smell escalated the situation. And then it escalated again. The officer said in the incident report, "I informed Mr. Harris that I would need to speak with him outside and opened the driver's side door. Mr. Harris was cooperative and I removed the firearm from his hip with no issue. I then had Mr. Harris step out of the vehicle and I detained him by placing handcuffs on him. I escorted Mr. Harris to my patrol vehicle, conducted a pat-down and placed him into the rear of my vehicle. After running his records, they discovered the bench warrant stemming from 2022 revolving around speeding, driving with a suspended license, and the DUI. The warrant had been issued after King failed to appear in court. 2 other people were also in the car. The officer had them both get out. Officers found 2 small baggies with marijuana inside the vehicle. Harris was arrested and taken to DeKalb County Jail. Shortly after, Harris was transferred to Pickens County after a recall was ordered for the bench warrant. The body camera footage from this arrest surfaced online in August 2025 through YouTube channel Badge Chronicles and was picked up by Vlad TV. The nearly 30-minute-long video shows everything that transpired back in October. And here is the critical detail that most people missed. This footage, this real documented body camera footage from a legitimate traffic stop turned arrest, is exactly what the clickbait factories used to build their fatal car crash stories months later. They took real footage. They attached it to a fabricated narrative. They added AI-generated voiceovers. They added dramatic music. They added collages of photos pulled from King Harris's social media. And they wrapped it in a headline that sounded urgent enough to go viral. Real footage. Fake context. A combination that the internet is particularly bad at sorting out because the internet was never designed to sort it out. It was designed to share. The footage also shows something important that runs counter to many of the narratives being built around King Harris at the time. He did not resist. He did not escalate. He cooperated with officers throughout the entire encounter. The officer noted he was quite calm. That detail matters because it paints a more complete picture than either the clickbait posts or the prior Waffle House video suggested. He was still in handcuffs. The charges were still real. But he handled the situation with more composure than many people would have expected given everything that had been written about him. The timing of the arrest made it even more significant. More than a week after celebrating the soon-to-be arrival of his first child, King Harris was sitting in the back seat of a police vehicle. Weeks later, he and the mother of his child welcomed a son into the world. Those 2 realities existed side by side. The arrest and the birth of his son. The legal trouble and the personal milestone. And it is that contradiction, that tension between the choices that keep putting him in the path of consequences and the life he is clearly trying to build, that made people pay attention. The 50-cent beef. Why his name was already everywhere. While King Harris was dealing with the aftermath of his legal issues, he was also becoming one of the most talked about figures in one of the biggest hip-hop beefs of 2026. And understanding that context is essential to understanding why his name attached to any headline was guaranteed to explode online. The origins of the feud between 50 Cent and T.I. date back to a proposed versus battle between the two. T.I. wanted it. He called for it publicly since 2020. He wanted to settle the rivalry through the catalog, through the music, through art. 50 dismissed it every single time. Then T.I. went on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast and claimed 50 had privately agreed to the versus and then backed out. That he had ducked the smoke. T.I. made his frustration public. He said he lost all respect for 50 when he backed out. That was the spark. But it was 50 Cent's next move that brought King Harris directly into the war. Shortly after those comments started circulating, 50 posted an unflattering photo of Tiny to his Instagram, seemingly mocking her appearance. He captioned the post, "I keep saying, keep my name out your mouth." That post did not just escalate the beef. It redirected it. It made it personal in a way that rap battles are not supposed to be personal. And it pulled a new set of players into the situation. King Harris went in immediately. He went to Instagram and posted about 50 Cent's late mother Sabrina Jackson, who was murdered in 1983 when 50 was just 8 years old. King was fully aware of this fact when he made the decision to go there anyway. He shared images of a gravesite directing messages at 50 Cent that referenced his deceased mother. He shared a video of 50 in court in a case where he stood accused of trampling and assaulting 3 women at a concert. He did not stop there. He released music aimed directly at 50. On February 24th, he dropped a track called Made Man. On March 6th, he dropped another diss track called Drop Top. In the video for Drop Top, he debuted a custom Ms. Jackson OG pack with 50 Cent's photo on it, essentially putting the image of 50's deceased mother on merchandise. The entire Harris family was involved at this point. T.I. himself dropped multiple diss records. Demone Harris, T.I.'s other son, released his own tracks. Even Eris Harris, 9 years old, was pulled into the moment. The whole family was at war. 50 Cent laughed it off publicly. He captioned a post with a cartoon frog meme and said, "Oh." He did not respond on a record. But the internet had already made up its mind about who crossed what line. T.I. himself was conflicted about it. He went on the Ebro Laura Rosenberg show and addressed King's behavior directly. He said, "No, I don't enjoy it. I spent so much time trying to get this kid off the ledge. Now he has justifiable means to undo all of the teaching that I've been teaching." The specific line T.I. drew was the t-shirt. When asked when he felt things went too far, T.I. pointed directly at the video of King wearing a shirt with 50 Cent's deceased mother on it. He said, "I said that's enough when I seen that t-shirt." But T.I. also said he was proud of the core motivation. He said, "The one thing that I am proud of is that the women and children in our families see that it's a line of men that's here against whoever. 2 things true at the same time. Pride in the protection. A line that got crossed. And a father watching his son navigate all of it in public with millions of people forming opinions about who King Harris is as a person based on the most extreme moments he has ever had on camera." By the time the fatal car crash rumors started circulating, King Harris was already one of the most searched names in hip-hop. The algorithm was already pushing his name across every platform. He was a trending topic. And trending topics are magnets for misinformation because the audience is already there and already engaged before any content gets made. The bigger picture. What this reveals about the internet and about King Harris. Pull all of it together and what you are really looking at is 2 separate stories running alongside each other that eventually crashed into each other. The first story is the very real and very documented history of a young man who has made choices that keep landing him in serious trouble. The 2022 charges for speeding, driving on a suspended license, and a DUI. The Waffle House incident. The argument with his parents at the Falcons game. The 2024 arrest in Dunwoody with a firearm on his hip and marijuana in the car. The bench warrant that hung over his head for 2 years before it finally caught up with him. The 50 Cent beef where he crossed lines that even his own father publicly said went too far. All of that is real. All of it is documented. All of it contributed to a public perception that made a completely false story about a fatal car crash seem plausible to millions of people who had no reason to dig deeper. The second story is what happens when social media platforms built on engagement over accuracy get hold of a name that is already trending. The TikTok pages with no credibility. The AI voiceovers narrating fabricated events over real footage. The Facebook shares that travel faster than any fact check could possibly follow. The YouTube channels that built entire videos around the premise of something that never happened. These 2 stories collided in September 2025, and the result was a viral moment that had absolutely nothing to do with the truth, but everything to do with how the internet actually works. Plausible and true are not the same thing. And the footage that people were sharing as evidence of a fatal crash was evidence of a traffic stop that escalated into an arrest on outstanding warrants. Nothing more. Here is what the beef with 50 Cent actually showed about King Harris that none of the clickbait posts showed. It showed someone willing to go further than people expected. Whether you read that as loyalty or as recklessness depends entirely on your perspective. T.I. himself landed somewhere in the middle. He was proud that his sons defended their mother. He saw the t-shirt and said that was the line. That moment, a father watching his son cross a line and saying that is enough, is a more honest picture of who King Harris actually is than any viral post about a car crash ever could be. King Harris is 21 years old. He is a father now. He has a son named King Jr. He has music out. He has a platform. He has the last name Harris, which in Atlanta carries weight that most people spend entire careers trying to build. The real story of King Harris is not a single event. It is a series of events. It is a young man growing up in the shadow of one of Atlanta's most recognizable names, making choices that keep putting him in the path of legal consequences, while simultaneously trying to build something for himself in music and in fatherhood. The crashes in his life, both literal and figurative, are real. But the fatal crash in the title of those viral posts is not. At least not based on any evidence that actually exists. The question that nobody is asking, but everybody should be, is this. King Harris is 21 years old with a son to raise, outstanding legal matters still working their way through the courts, and a public profile that makes him a target for misinformation every time he trends. The next time a headline attaches his name to something dramatic, the instinct will be the same across every platform. People will click. People will share. People will assume the worst before they check the source. Does King Harris have the awareness now to understand that his real documented history is what makes fake stories about him so easy to sell? Does becoming a father change the calculation for a young man who has spent years making choices that his own father publicly said would land him in prison? And what about the platforms that profit from this cycle? The TikTok pages with AI voiceovers. The YouTube channels that built entire videos around fabricated narratives using real footage stripped of all context. Are there any consequences for them, or does the engagement they generate protect them from accountability the same way clicks have always protected bad faith content online? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because this story is not finished. King Harris is still building his career, still navigating his legal history, and still carrying a name that guarantees the whole world will be watching every move he makes. And when the next headline drops, whether it is real or manufactured, this channel will be the first place breaking down exactly what is actually happening versus what the algorithm wants you to believe is happening. Subscribe right now and hit the notification bell so you do not miss anything. Thanks for watching. If you had a good time, keep the adventure alive by clicking on one of the suggested videos on your screen right now for more amazing content.